The New York Giants just flipped the entire script of their season. A team that looked like it was spiraling weeks ago has suddenly turned into the biggest shock of the weekend. They didn't just beat the Chargers, they controlled the game from start to finish, and left fans with one question hanging in the air. How did this group of players, written off so early, find a spark that powerful? Nobody saw it coming, but the energy inside that locker room feels completely different now. The most stunning part is not only the final score, but the way this offense looked transformed. For too long, Giants fans have watched slow drives, empty red zone trips, and wasted chances. This time it felt alive. The line fought through their struggles, the backs ran with purpose, and the tight ends finally became part of the attack. It wasn't flashy football, but it was a kind of bruising, efficient style that Giants fans have been begging for. What they showed in that win wasn't just progress, it was a sign that something new might be forming in New York. But here's the twist. All this momentum has one name at the center of it. The Giants didn't just change plays, they changed the quarterback. Jackson Dart walked into the fire against one of the toughest defenses in the league, and suddenly the whole team looked different. His story is where everything truly shifts, and that is where the real shock begins. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Giants and all the NFL content. Let's aim for 250 likes on this video. The New York Giants did not just move the ball, they changed the feel of every snap. The run game punched first, then kept leaning on contact until the Chargers wore down. Cameron Scativo took 25 carries for 79 yards that mattered on the tough downs, not the highlight reel. The third down rhythm flipped too, with the offense converting 7 of 15, the kind of detail that tilts a game before the fourth quarter even starts. Red zone choices finally made sense. Theo Johnson slipped behind traffic for a smart score, the kind of tight end usage fans have begged to see. Motions pulled eyes, shovel looks froze linebackers, screens arrived on time, and the ball got out before pressure could crash the pocket. Darius Slayton drew key flags, Wan'Dale Robinson created space, and the line found just enough angles to keep drives alive. It was not pretty, it was purposeful, and that is how you win. But here is the twist. This entire redesign only works because one player changes how a defense breathes. The threat that bends the front, the speed that scares the edges, the calm that settles the huddle, it all connects to the same source. Now we pull the curtain back on the quarterback who unlocked it. The New York Giants just found a rookie who changes the shape of the field the moment he takes a snap. Nobody expected a first start to feel this calm and this dangerous at the same time. The defense had to honor his legs, the crowd felt the jolt, and you could sense it in every read. The game tilted the second Jackson Dart took control. His impact showed up in real football plays, not hype. He hit the edge for his first touchdown, then stacked 54 rushing yards that kept the chains moving. On the goal line, he flicked a quick left-hand pitch to Theo Johnson for 6. A smart answer when the defense sold out inside. He looked off a linebacker, kept on a draw when eyes drifted, and turned a tight crease into a first down. Once safety stepped down to stop the run, throwing lanes began to breathe. The part that caught teammates was not just speed, it was poise. He handled the clock, changed tempo, and never flinched when the pocket squeezed. That presence is why veterans locked in around him. Now we shift from the highlights to the human part, how his voice and swagger lifted the entire sideline. What makes Jackson Dart's first impression different is not just the plays he makes, but how he carries himself when the game turns. A rookie is not supposed to walk into a huddle full of veterans and sound like the most confident voice in the room. Yet, that is exactly what happened. His fire after a first down and his calm after a setback gave the team an energy that numbers alone cannot explain. Moments of crisis revealed even more. When Malik Neighbors went down with his knee injury, the sideline could have folded. Instead, Dart walked straight to his teammates, pulled them together, and told them the game was far from over. That presence felt like a quarterback who has been here for years. Giants fans have seen signal callers crumble under the weight of New York before, but this rookie seemed to embrace it. The swagger is real, and it matters. Teammates trust him because he demands focus without panic, celebrates with joy without losing control, and shows a toughness that fits the city's style. That balance is rare for a player just entering the league, and it sets the stage for how the Giants will handle the heartbreak of losing their top receiver. The Giants' first win of the season should have been pure celebration, yet it carried a painful blow that changed everything. Wideout Malik Neighbors, the player meant to grow alongside Jackson Dart, went down clutching his knee and the stadium fell silent. The replay told the story no fan wanted to see, and the report confirmed the fear. A torn ACL that will end his debut year before it could truly begin. This loss stings because Neighbors was not just another piece, he was the centerpiece of the passing attack. His speed stretched the field, his toughness kept drives alive, and his chemistry with Dart was building fast. Now the offense must turn to others. Darius Slayton will be asked to carry a heavier load, Wan'Dale Robinson must be more than a slot spark, and young Jalen Hyatt has a chance to finally show why he was drafted. Tight end Theo Johnson also becomes more vital after his red zone breakthrough. The setback forces the Giants to adjust quickly. Rumors will swirl about outside help, even a reunion with Odell Beckham Jr., but the real question is whether this roster can grow tougher together. With Neighbors gone, the weight on Jackson Dart only increases, and that pressure shows in the very next challenge he faces. Every rookie quarterback has flaws, and Jackson Dart showed his in real time. He held the ball too long on key downs, which led to 5 sacks that easily could have been avoided with quicker decisions. His instinct to extend plays is thrilling, but it also exposes him to hits that pile up over a season. That balance between creativity and discipline is where he must grow. The physical risks already flashed in his debut. A hard fall forced a concussion check in the preseason, and against the Chargers, he limped briefly with a hamstring tweak. He plays with the mindset of a running back, lowering his shoulder instead of sliding, but this is the NFL, not Ole Miss. Coaches know that one reckless move could sideline the very player giving them life. Protecting himself will be as important as producing highlights. What keeps this conversation alive is how much potential hides under those mistakes. The arm strength is obvious. The speed makes defenses hesitate, but maturity will decide how far he can take the Giants. His lessons will come on the field, and the team must survive those rough edges. Thankfully, the defense delivered a performance that gave him breathing room. While all eyes were on the rookie quarterback, the Giants' defense made sure this win was sealed with authority. Justin Herbert faced relentless heat from start to finish, and it was the front seven that set the tone. Brian Burns blew past blockers, Kayvon Thibodeau delivered timely pressure, and Abdul Carter looked every bit like the explosive first-round pick New York hoped for. Together they created constant chaos, forcing hurried throws and broken drives. Dexter Lawrence added the kind of highlight fans never forget. Known for stuffing the run, he tipped a pass, caught it himself, and rumbled downfield like a freight train before being stopped just short of the end zone. Andrew Phillips also made his mark in coverage, jumping a route for a key interception, while Tyler Nubin and Bobby Okereke brought stability in the middle of the field. Every level of the defense found a way to contribute, and it showed in the final score. The beauty of this performance is how it changes the ceiling for the entire team. When the defense plays like this, Dart does not have to force magic on every snap. He can simply trust the unit behind him, and that trust sets the stage for what comes next. The immediate test will be against the Saints, a struggling opponent that gives New York a chance to prove this was not a one-week miracle. Long-term, the message is clear. Dart does not need to be a superhero every Sunday. If he plays smart, trusts his playmakers, and lets the defense carry weight, the Giants can finally dream of something bigger.